for Daniel's Debbie's Dollhouse.
Gabby's Dollhouse.
Gabby, I'm sorry. Gabby's Dollhouse. What did we do in a past life to make us so lucky to have Juju Green on with us every single week?
Yay!
To tell us about what's going on in the theaters and what are we watching in streaming land. All right, Juju, I know there's one film that everyone's buzzing about. I know that Nate pooped his pants this morning just thinking about going to see it.
Can't wait for this movie, and I know Juju's already seen it.
Yeah, I actually seen it twice. Once at the LA premiere and again at the London premiere, and both times were just absolutely incredible. It's the real deal. One of the best films of the year, hands down. One battle after another, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson and starring Leonardo DiCaprio, which, guys, we only get like one Leo movie every 2 to 3 years, so it's something that we should definitely appreciate at this time. But it is an incredible ride of a movie. You guys have got to go see it. It's so dope.
What is it even about?
Yeah, one battle after another. She's right. What is it about?
That has been the big thing with the marketing. The big thing that it's about is about Leonardo DiCaprio and Tiana Taylor, who were revolutionaries back in their day, you know, kind of like fighting in their mind what they think is the good fight until they have a daughter. And so they kind of get out of the game. Well, Leo gets out of the game for 16 years raising his daughter, but he still teaches her some of those same like tricks that he learned as a revolutionary, being paranoid, telling her to be prepared. And she's a teenager. She doesn't want to hear it. So what happens when the revolution comes knocking and forces both of them to remember everything that they learned, right? Leo, who hasn't been in the game for a while, and Chase Infinity, who's in her very first feature movie, by the way, as a teenager who has now to put all that information her dad has taught her into good practice while they're avoiding death. It's a cat and mouse game. It's weirdly funny. It's very long, but it seems like more of a personal epic than anything. This movie is a thrill ride. It is one of Leo's best performances that you'll see in his career. Like, this movie just has a lot. It's chock full of so many things.
Well, and with Paul Thomas Anderson directing, I mean, the guy's a genius, right?
He did Boogie Nights. Boogie Nights.
He did Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights.
But PTA knows how to do it. Boogie Nights, The Master, like Punch Drunk Love. Like, this guy, he knows how to make a picture for sure.
But you said something. You said this will be film of the year. What made you say that?
Well, this will be a lot of people's film of the year, but this is obviously like when the top 10 of the year movies come out, you're gonna see this like at the top, near the top, or just clearly in there. For me, it's in my top 3 in my personal list. Obviously, I still have Sinners at number 1. The Long Walk, for very personal reasons, at number 2, but this one firmly is at number 3. And who knows, maybe when I do my annual rewatch of my top 10, it might move up the rankings a little bit. But again, I've seen it twice. There's no drop off. It's one of those films that make you love movies. It's just something that we should all see.
All right, so it obviously is fun to watch, and it's like to the point with our Leo DiCaprio. So one battle after another. That's number 1. All right, what else do you have this week?
All right, this one, I'm going to do something a little different. There's a movie that's very divisive. Some people are hating it. Some people are absolutely loving it. And some people really don't know what to think about it. But we should all definitely check out Him to join that conversation.
Okay.
Which is a sports horror movie. How often do we get sports horror movies, guys?
Never. Huh.
Never,
right? So no matter how you feel about it, I feel like that's something that we should all like experience together. And there's a lot of symbolism. It's produced by Jordan Peele, so if you're into the whole like Get Outs and Nopes and Us of the world, this movie is directed by Jordan Tipping, and it has a lot of meaning about how do we like worship celebrity and football. It takes the whole culture of football, which is already kind of cult-like, and it kind of like takes it very literally and takes the institution of like athletes doing everything and sacrificing everything in order to be the guy, and what happens when that actually does have kind of like cult and religious ties to it. It's pretty interesting when you really get into it, but I think it's one of those movies that we all should be like talking about right now because it's that interesting.
Now, why is it controversial? Why are people either like left or right on this thing?
Well, for one, on the marketing, they slapped Jordan Peele's name all over it. Like the Jordan Peele's name. So it got to the point where everyone thought that Jordan Peele was directing it, and Jordan Peele hasn't directed a movie since Nope. Jordan Peele is just known as one of those like big directors that when his name is attached, you're going to see a movie. So some people think it's false advertising and doesn't live up to the Get Outs, to the Nopes. And when it's not that, then they kind of like, kind of get upset with it. But also, some people think it's smarter than what it is. Some people think it's exactly as smart as it is. And there's just a lot of what do you think about the movie think pieces. Like there's been many a video on TikTok. Reviews are kind of like split on it. I think it has like a 29% with the critics on Rotten Tomatoes, but a 59% with the audiences. So it's kind of all over the place.
Wow.
Me personally, I like it. I think that there's maybe like 30 minutes missing in the movie, but there's other people who think it's a complete and perfect movie. So.
It has Marlon Wayans in it, but Tyreek Withers as well. How do they do? Tyreek, I want to see more from him, by the way.
So Tyreek, you've seen him in I Know What You Did Last Summer. He's having a great year so far, and despite like what these like critics are saying with his reviews, he's giving a really well done performance. I think his star is definitely going to rise. He's a great leading man, but Marlon Wayans, man, like that's the one thing that everyone on both sides of the spectrum can agree on is that Marlon Wayans is putting in an excellent performance. It's a different performance than what we've seen from Marlon. And he definitely carries. He definitely does a lot. So I think no matter what happens with this film, both actors are gonna like walk out of this with more jobs than they've had. I mean,
Wow.
Marlon Wayans isn't hurting for a job, but you know we're gonna see Marlon in many, many different roles after this.
All right, that's him. All right, give us one more, Juju. Give us one more wild card.
Okay, so another wild card. See, I got a couple, and they're actually one's a movie and two's a TV show. Which one do you want?
Gabby's Dollhouse.
Okay, I guess Debbie's Dollhouse. guess it's gonna be Debbie's Dollhouse.
Debbie's Dollhouse is coming in the theaters, y'all. Like my daughter is at the point where she's like, "Oh, I'm a little bit too old for that." But then she also, in the same breath, said, "But if you want to go see it, I'll be open to it."
Okay, all right. There you go. What about the TV show?
TV show. So we have Alien Earth just completed its first season, and if you're an Alien fan, this is something that you've kind of been waiting for. It expands the mythos of the Alien franchise. I believe it's set 2 years before the first Alien takes place. And it also takes place, as you would suggest, on Earth, which we really don't get a lot of in the Alien franchise. But it's done by FX. FX has now been known for like really premium television shows like Snowfall and Shogun. And they're back in not rare form, but they're back with Alien Earth. It's just a great addition, and this season has just been balls to the wall, amazing from a technical standpoint, scares standpoint. It is probably one of the best things from the Alien franchise that we've ever gotten.
Okay, Alien Earth.
Wow, all right.
And you said there was one more.
There's one more. Yes. This one is a small one. Also, I just want to shout out Superman is now on HBO Max. So if you missed Superman in the theaters, you can watch Superman.
Okay,
now on HBO Max, one of the best comic book movies in my opinion. It's the most comic book movie to ever comic book movie. But one small thing that I want everyone to kind of like check out. I really enjoyed this one. Long Story Short, which is a Netflix series, which is created by the creator of BoJack Horseman. And if you like BoJack Horseman, it's a very existential story that has a guy who has a horse for a head. But long story short, is a little bit more grounded. It's about a Jewish family, and it takes place over the course of 3 to 4 decades, which we usually don't see in animated shows. They usually just kind of like stay locked in this timeless capsule, like the Simpsons, who never seem to age. But this literally takes place from this 3 siblings who are kids, and then when they're like adults with their own kids, dealing with like deaths in the family, dealing with like their struggles with faith, dealing with like how they kind of like grew up in their upbringing. And it's really cool how it kind of bounces from every episode, from the past to the present to the future to back again. It's a really, really well done show in my opinion. It's really different, and if you want to like cry and grapple with like how you are in your family, I think like Long Story Short is a great watch on Netflix.
Wow, but all of these have little in common. They're all different. One battle after another. His big old pick for the week, also him, and Alien Earth on TV. And just go back to the theaters for Daniel's Debbie's Dollhouse.
Gabby's Dollhouse.
Gabby, I'm sorry. Gabby's Dollhouse. The Long Walk is still one of his favorite, along with Sinners. And Superman's on HBO Max, y'all. And there you go. That's a long list. And long story short, thank you very much, Juju Green. Where do we find you online everywhere?
Well, guys, you can find me mostly on TikTok. I make 3 to 4 videos a day, TikTok and Instagram Reels. But also, I have a podcast right here on iHeartRadio called Get Wrecked with Straw Hat Goofy. We got a couple of big ones coming up. Judy Greer of The Long Walk. We have a great episode with her coming out, as well as my boy Stoney the Great, who is an amazing horror movie influencer. We're in spooky season, so we talk a lot about spooky stuff, our careers. Make sure you guys check those things out at Get Wrecked with Straw Hat Goofy.
Juju Green, thanks for being here. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Juju!
Juju!
Love you guys. Thank you.